Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Coach told me I can never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Hey, look, it's never miss a Monday. Wine on Saturday, wine on Sunday. But Coach told me I can never miss a Monday.
Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here this week with you on Monday Night Live. And I want to invite everyone who's checking us out live on YouTube or Facebook to get involved in tonight's show. Get into the comment section. Leave myself or Coach Mike a relevant real estate question. And you never know, our super producer, Jay Joseph, may very well choose your question to be answered on tonight's show. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my co-host. He is not only one of the most successful real estate brokers anywhere in the great state of Texas, but he is also the co-founder of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him so much for hanging out with us on Monday night. And I'd like to introduce to our audience, CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing?
What's going on, man? It's Monday night. Prime Real Estate Rick, what's happening, homie?
Hey, man, it's great to be here with you, brother, man. It's good to see you. It's Monday Night Live. You know how the energy is always up, and at 'em when we get together for this show, man. So first things first, how have you been? How's the family? And what's going on over at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm?
Man, we are doing amazing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kicking off that summertime. Summertime.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, just thinking about, hey, how do we want to grow? How do we want to develop over these next 2-3 months, you know, with the kiddos, but also definitely want to capitalize on the real estate cycle, right? Real estate season, getting super active because there's a lot of people now in the market, looking in the market, you know, wanting to make those transitions and those moves before school start again. So, you know, that's what it's about, man. Really want to capitalize on those things. As far as Brooks & Davis, man, you know, we're into our second season of programming. So again, trainings, lunch presentations, right? We're gonna launch something super special this Thursday at our town hall meeting. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But you know, we're gonna keep cranking it out, Rick. There's a lot of opportunity for agents to grow and develop, and we want to be that platform to help them get there.
You know, the great thing about what you just mentioned, Coach Mike, it is like the busiest time of the real estate year with all of the buyers, sellers, investors, and also renters that are out there in the market looking to transition right now before the fall months come up. So, Coach Mike, how many calls, how often have you had people reach out to you as far as picking your brain, asking you these questions with all of the open houses and everything that happen every single weekend?
Yeah, you know, it's constant, right? But, you know, Rick, I position myself to be that resource for people. So it's not uncommon for people always to continually reach out to me. Matter of fact, later on, we're going to talk about the Lunch and Learn. I'm a part of that panel. So I'm always looking for opportunities to be able to spread the wealth. Same thing we're doing here at Monday Night Live. I mean, when you have someone that's been in the real estate business as long as I have and interacted as much as I have, and then just have a heart to really want to educate and help people, it's just a perfect match, we'll say, as it relates to what's needed in our marketplace as far as expertise and what I really want to give and want to provide. So it's just good times going on right now.
No, and the reason why I asked you that question, Coach Mike, is because that's what makes Monday Night Live so powerful as far as the type of programming and the type of questions and the type of education that we produce here on this platform. Because right now, there is no better time, fresh off a busy weekend, to exchange best practices, to send CEO Coach Mike a question about some things that you might have seen out and about on open houses or doing tours. So if you're an agent and you check out Monday Night Live every week, share tonight's episode, share it with all those new agents, those people who are getting out with clients for the first time, because you never know. We want to be the people's resource, and Coach Mike want to be the people's broker. So
That's
You
right.
know, Coach Mike, man, we've already had some questions that we already had queued up for you from this past weekend. So if you're ready to get to it, Coach Mike, I'd like to share with you question number one.
Let's go, man. I'm always ready to jump in.
Let's get it going. Coach Mike, what tips and tricks can help me as a first-time landlord?
Hey, man, you know what? That's an amazing and that's a very great question, right? You know, for whoever asked that question, first of all, man, let me shout you out by saying congratulations, right?
Yeah.
Going to the next level of tapping into this vehicle called real estate, right? You know, we talk a lot about really encouraging people, Rick, to get off the fence to buy their first home, right? To get out of that renting space. But this individual here, I'm assuming, right? But hopefully I'm assuming correctly, right? That they've hit that first step, they bought their own home, and now they're going to the next level to where now they want to be a landlord, create a passive income stream, provide a home for another family until they're in a position where they can buy. So shout outs to you, man. Kudos to you for being a first time landlord. As far as tips and tricks, I think one of the biggest tips is be very, very intentional about your screening process.
Yes.
Because when they get in there, when them tenants get in there, it's hard to get them out if you get the wrong one, right? So you absolutely want to make sure that you do your due diligence on the front end as it relates to credit reports, right? As it relates to criminal reports. You know, having conversations with the landlord, like you want to be able to have some kind of conversation, get some kind of interaction or feedback from their current landlord or current living situation, right? Rick, we don't put a whole lot of onus on the credit score, right? Mm-hmm. I know some people, they view credit as a representation of character. That's just not a philosophy that I subscribe to. Credit is circumstantial, right? If I got the money, then I'm going to pay that car note, I'm going to pay that phone bill, I'm going to pay all that, right? But if I ain't got the money and I got to decide between paying the cell phone bill versus paying the light bill or paying my rent, I got to make some hard choices that's going to impact my credit score. So it's really circumstantial. But we do put a lot of onus on that landlord, right? The rental history, put a lot of onus on that, right? We put a lot of onus on not necessarily the credit score, but what are we seeing on the credit report? Right. So if we got some evictions, if we got some judgments because of security deposits and things like that, then our broken leases, then like we need to know about that. Not necessarily credit score. So I also would say being a first-time landlord, it would probably be good for you to self-manage for the first one. Right? Like don't hire a management company for the first one, right? You self-manage, go pick the rent up from the tenant, right? And I know it sounds cumbersome, but what I would say, but you want to get more experienced and more versed because once you do, say if you do decide to get multiple rental units and you do decide to hire a property management company, then you personally have an expectation and an understanding of what to expect. And the types of things of how you want it to be set up. So I would absolutely encourage you to self-manage it, go to the property and pick the rent up because then it forces you to actually go to it. Because the last thing you want to do is get into the comfort zone of the money just showing up into your account every month. And then the next thing 6 months, 7 months down the road, you do go to the property or when they decide they don't want to renew and they move out and there's a lot of deferred maintenance to the home. Right. Mm-hmm. So at least it forces you to put your eyes on the home every month. OK. What else, Rick?
No, you mentioned, Coach Mike, and I want to applaud you mentioning the importance of keeping eyes on the property on a regular basis and that deferred maintenance. And I want to offer to our audience this piece of advice as someone who owns rental property and has had tenants. You want to be intentional about some of the things that it takes to maintain the property you own.
Right.
You don't want to put the onus on your renter to know the proper way to maintain and take care of your property. Mm-hmm. So there are small things like air-conditioned filters, concierge services, where on a quarterly basis, you can have AC filters delivered to your home. And if needed or necessary, they can also be installed for your renter.
Yeah.
Reason that's super important is because when you are transitioning between families, some of the most expensive repairs can involve your air conditioning system.
Right.
Things like plumbing, electrical. So you want to be intentional to make sure you build in some fail safes to help them protect them from themselves. Because you don't necessarily know what to prevent, especially if this is your first time renting a home or renting a townhome. So from that standpoint, let's be intentional, not far as to your point, Coach Mike, as far as qualification, but let's also be intentional about rental proofing our properties.
Yeah.
And making sure that we put our renters in the best position to not only be able to live comfortably, but also take as great care of our property if we were staying there ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And stay away from the power trip, right? You know what I'm saying? Like treat your renters like people, man. Treat them like you appreciate them, right? Don't treat them like you're doing them a favor, right? This is a fair exchange. This is a transaction. So they're people, you want to be cordial, you want to be kind, you want to respect their space. Yeah, it's your property and you don't have to lord that over them. Like, I'm the owner, this is my property, I can do what I want. Like, nah, don't do that, right? Have a very cordial and workable relationship with your tenant and your renter and provide them value, because it just makes for a better experience, being, the landlord-tenant experience. So I would encourage you, don't let it get to your head.
I agree totally, Coach Mike, man. That was great advice. And to your earlier point, man, I really do appreciate that question, because it shows that there are a lot of first-time investors that are out there in the market that check out Monday Night Live. And foundationally, that's something that we love to do. Speaking for you and myself, we love to educate and empower all those first-time buyers, those first-time investors, and first-time sellers, man. So This is the exact reason why we're here on Monday nights, man. So thank you so much, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My pleasure. Absolutely.
And if you're ready, Coach Mike, I want to present question number 2 to you and see how you feel about that question that we have from the audience.
Come on, man. Let's dive in.
Let's check out question number 2. Coach Mike, what are the pros and cons of short-term rentals versus long-term?
Let's see. Pros and cons of short-term versus long-term rentals. All right. So what I would say to that, because there are pros and there are cons, right? But again, kudos to whoever asked that question, because that just, again, shows that you're thinking from a space of investment, wealth building, again, using this vehicle of real estate to create wealth and create legacy that you can pass on. So kudos to you. All right. So now the short-term rental thing, man, there's a lot of people getting into it because it's like a trend. It's like the trend of the moment, right? Long-term rental, hey, that's a proven space, right? So when I look at something that's trendy versus something that's proven, there's a level of security with the proven concept because there is precedent, right? It's been been done for so long. There's a lot of information out in the ethos that you can tap into to position yourself the best way, right? Even looking at it from a legal or a political landscape, the long-term rental is more of an accepted space, right? All right. So then we transition to what's been happening lately when it comes to the short-term rental piece. Well, not all political bodies, not all municipalities are really receptive or really receiving the short-term rental game the same way, right? And Rick, it makes sense because there's a lot of cities that are funded by hospitality tax. So, the taxes that when you go stay in a hotel or you go, stay in some location, hotel, motel or some suites, well, a part of your bill, those taxes that they charge go to fund things like entertainment districts, stadiums, city taxes. So if the hospitality industry is getting threatened, which is really what short-term rentals is doing, right? It's instead of me going to stay in the Sheraton, I go find me an Airbnb, right? It's the same thing that Verbo. If you look at some of these Verbo commercials lately, how they're talking about, hey, why would you go? Literally, they have one talking about like, why would you go in a hotel with all your friends and y'all live in separate rooms when you can just rent this house and y'all all be together as a community? All right, so those Verbo commercials are really going after that. Well, if that's the case and the hospitality industry is feeling threatened, but a portion of the revenue that they receive goes to fund the municipalities that are responsible for making the laws around the acceptance of short-term rentals. You could see how it could become problematic if you put a lot of your eggs in that basket of short-term rentals, not necessarily knowing which way the municipalities, when I say municipalities, I'm talking about city councils, right? Mayors, like these are the people that are in control of what's accepted, what's not accepted, all the way up until a state level. So what I would say to that is, as it relates to pros and cons, that's really a con against short-term rental. It's just kind of like the volatility of it. It's so new, right? But definitely a pro is, although there's, because there's multiple turnover, because it's short-term, then you charge higher rates. So then when you annualize it, you're going to make more money over a 12-month period with short-term rentals than you are with, having a single tenant and they're renting, for a 12-month period or more. So when it's, at the end of the year, you should, in theory, make more money from the short-term rental. Okay. So now here's another thing, because it's short-term, like one of the things that we mentioned earlier about tenants, like once you get a problem tenant into the building, it's hard to get them out. Well, with short terms, if it's a problem person, you still got the security that they're only going to be there for a short time, right? You ain't got to worry about going through an eviction process and all that other stuff, because it's already laid out that they're only going to be there a couple of days or maybe even a couple of months. So they're going to be gone soon, even if it does become a problem, right? So that's a good thing. Now, there is multiple turnover, right? So you got to do these multiple make-readies. If I have a long-term tenant in place, then my make-readies are spread out, right? I'm not having to come and invest some capital, as much as if I got a short-term rental where somebody's leaving every couple of days or every couple of weeks. Then I got to get back in there and I got to make it ready. So there's an expense that's associated with that situation. You got that piece. And then also with short-term rentals, there's no guarantee that it's going to every day be rented out, right? So with a long-term rental, you have somebody, they've made that commitment, they're going to be there for 12 months. But with a short-term rental, it's case by case. So you always have to be coming up with, new people that's going to come and rent that space out. Now, there is a pro to that too as well, because depending on what kind of property it is, you may want to use that for your personal use every now and again. So if that's the case, you have opportunities where you can block it out, and then you can use it for personal use, or you can use it. Maybe you have a friend, you have a family member that they may need it for that period of time. You have that flexibility that you can do that with a short-term rental. So, there are some pros and there's some cons to both of them. Hopefully I was able to share a few with the people, but the reality is that, at least you're in the game. At least you have a secondary level of ownership when it comes to real estate that you're able to. That's the beauty of real estate, Rick, is because you have these options that you can use it in multiple ways to generate you income.
I think the most interesting point that you made, Coach Mike, is with the short-term rental, the ease of the exit process. If there were to be any complications or lack of performance as far as the renter, you have a finite short-term period in which legally they have agreed to exit the premises.
Right.
So as opposed to getting into sometimes a costly legal thing,
right,
you have that peace of mind of knowing after 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I'll be able to remove this particular issue if it were to become an issue from the property. So great advice. I ask everyone in the audience, if short-term rentals are something that you're considering, save this episode, share it with those of like mind. If you have questions, reach out to CEO Coach Mike on Instagram. You can also reach out to myself on Instagram and DM those type of questions, man. And I can speak for Coach Mike to let him know that he is very responsive.
Very.
And he would love to chit chat with anyone online that may have a specific real estate question.
Absolutely. And then you got to look at it like this too, Rick. With a short-term rental, you can always decide to go long-term at any point, right?
Versatility, options.
Yeah, you can at any point you can say, you know what? I tried out the short-term piece, it wasn't working, or maybe there was some legislation that made it pivot, and you always have that freedom to, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and put a long-term renter tenant in there and just go from there.
Absolutely, I agree, Coach. The great thing about our audience is that our audience is made up of not only licensed professionals, but also those that are affiliated with Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. And there are also real estate students that are currently studying towards their real estate exam and getting their real estate license that check us out on a regular basis. And I want to give a huge shout out to them. So if this is your first time checking out Monday Night Live, this is why our questions are so profound. It's because of all those in our audience. So, Coach Mike, for those who are checking us out for the first time, would you like to share a little bit about what's going on this week at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm? What can they expect from BND TV? And let them know about all the great educational and informative content that they can expect this week coming from Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm.
No, absolutely, Rick. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to let people know about what we have coming down the pipeline. One of the biggest things that I'm super excited about is on Thursday, we're doing our town hall meeting for our season 1 programming. So I said earlier that we're finishing up our first season of programming. The first season runs from January to the end of May. And then our second season runs from June to the end of October. And then, those last couple of months, we're just getting ready for the new year. So, at our town hall meeting, we got some great information that's coming down, man. It's a great opportunity for us to reflect on just the first part of the year. It's going to be very informative. It's going to be at our office. It's going to be at our corporate office, actually, as well as it's going to be on Zoom. We are going to have some food there. So we're going to celebrate, the first season and the remarkable results that we've experienced. We got a credible agenda lined up, and delicious lunch. I kind of talked about that as well. We're going to see who will be our top producing agents that performed over the first 5 months of the year. Who made the biggest impact in the first season. You'll be able to get inspired by their stories, inspired about what they're doing. We're going to take a moment to reflect on, the accomplishments that we had the first season, how together we achieved another season of programming for 2024. We'll be unveiling our exciting upcoming events and plans for Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. So the people that participate in our town hall meeting, they're going to be the first to know what's on the horizon and how they can be a part of our continued success. Really don't want people to miss out on this opportunity. It's going to be great energy. Our agents are going to be able to connect with one another, get inspired, stay in the loop. So we really want to encourage people not to miss it out. Mark the calendars. This Thursday. So this right here is going to be this Thursday, June 13th. It's going to be beginning at 12 p.m. We really want people to make sure that they can attend. So again, obviously our Brooks and Davis agents, our Brooks and Davis affiliate members, they're going to be there, but also the people that are part of our World Changers community, our real estate student affiliate members, they're going to be there as well. And if you're just a fan, you're an enthusiast of Brooks and Davis, and you want to see what we got going on, man, you're more than welcome to come and spend time with us on Thursday as well. So really want to encourage everyone to participate in our town hall meeting, see what we got coming down the horizon on Thursday. All right. Also, we have our pre-home buyer session, Rick. That's coming up on Saturday, June 15th. That's this Saturday. I mean, people do not have to give up on their dream of home ownership. They can learn more about home ownership, learn about how credit and debt impacts the process, hear about non-traditional methods and resources, and then they can also be ensured that we'll talk after the session. They're going to walk out knowing exactly their next step to getting on the path of owning a home. So all you have to do is go to the link that we have on the screen. This month is geared towards veterans. At least 3 or 4 times a year, we like to have one that's specific to veterans. We're going to be bringing in our mortgage professional that specializes in the different veteran programs, the different things that are specifically designed for our vets. Obviously as a show of appreciation for what they do for us as far as protecting us, protecting our freedoms, putting their life on the line. So we really want to do our part to assist those individuals to capitalize on the benefits that they've so very earned from their dedication and their devotion. So that's this Saturday. Again, you go to the link, you scan the QR code, you can register for the pre-home buyer session. We'd love to see you in person, but you also have an option to jump on Zoom as well. All right. And then I spoke a little bit about this, our lunch and learn. I talked about how I was going to be on the panel, right? So we're going to be talking about expressing your value proposition. That's very important in this landscape that we're in right now, Rick. You know, people talking about the NAR settlement, this conversation about commissions and how much real estate professionals are being paid. And one of the reasons that we're even in this situation, Rick, is because as professionals, we haven't done a good job of really articulating the value that we bring to the real estate transaction. So as professionals, we have to become way better, we'll say enhanced, at truly showing our clients and consumers that we're worth every penny that we ask, right? So, you know, for many people, this is the biggest financial decision that they're ever going to make in their lives. So we are a valued, trusted partner for people. There's a lot of our time that we devote and we invest with people, our relationships that our clients get access to, our knowledge, right? Which includes the different resources and the tools that we have access to, our ideas that we utilize to really make things happen and help people satisfy their real estate needs. So I'm going to be on the panel. There's some other brokers of, you know, prominent real estate firms that are going to be on the panel with me as well. So I encourage all real estate professionals, right, as we go into this new phase or this new season as it relates to commissions, to come hear these insights and come hear these strategies and tactics and mindset from individuals on how you can now leverage this for your good, how you can take advantage of this opportunity with so much conversation around commissions, how you can really leverage it for your good and be able to take advantage of it. Come hear from some professionals that are already doing it, already taking advantage of it, and it's enhancing their business. You can come learn that as well. So shout out to the Houston Black Real Estate Association for doing this. This is going to be on Thursday, June 20th, beginning at 11 a.m. All you have to do is go to hbreaevents.org and you will be able to register, right? You'll be able to purchase your ticket. That's what I'm saying. You'll be able to purchase your ticket. It's the best deal in town, right? It's only $25 if you're not a member, and you get a meal and you get all this great information. You get to network, you get to get inspired, you get to get so much for that $25. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. After that, man, jumping into BND TV, you know, we got our digital programming coming down every week. We started out with Monday Night Live. You're here to experience Monday Night Live, so I don't have to go into detail with that. Y'all know what that's about, right? But tomorrow with the Real to Life podcast, it's our weekly show that we do every Tuesday. We go live at 12:30. I dive into the life passions of real estate professionals. We have a great guest, Miss Alasia Woodard, who's going to be coming on. She's a real estate professional plus a model. So we love to hear people's stories and how their lives run parallel with real estate. And that's what the Real to Life podcast is all about, right? It's just really a platform for people to speak about what they do, you know, in addition to real estate, because they are people too. So looking forward to hear Alasia's story. You want to hear it as well. It's going to be amazing. And we will see you tomorrow at 12:30. Also tomorrow, we're doing our Real Estate Happy Hour Live. It's our TV show where we discuss social media trending topics, current events, real estate industry related topics, along with some real estate advice to consumers and realtors. It's a very entertaining show. Like, we get a lot of people that are fans of Real to Happy Hour Live. It's just real estate professionals talking about randomness. The best part of this show in particular is that the audience has the opportunity to get on screen with us and share their thoughts as well. We have a shout out to super producer Jay Joseph. We have another amazing topic that we're going to be discussing tomorrow, and that's China bans flexing, right? No more flaunting wealth on social media platforms. So there's something going on with China where they're banning all that stuff. And we're going to talk about it, like, what if that happened here in America? How would things be different? And what are your thoughts about it? So it's going to be a cool show. We're going to be talking about that on tomorrow as another part of BND TV. Rick, man, let me pull you in, bro, so you can talk about the Prime Real Estate Network and all the great things you guys are doing over there, you and Larry.
Man, appreciate it, man. I want to invite everyone in the audience on Thursday at noon Central Time to check out the Prime Real Estate Network show live. with myself, Rick Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. Every Thursday, we give you the opportunity to meet, greet, interact with all the movers and shakers here in the local and global real estate industry. Man, we have a great time, and I promise, if you check out the Prime Real Estate Network, not only will you meet someone reputable that you can add to your real estate power team, but you'll also have the opportunity to learn a little bit about my real estate practice and the life of the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. So I invite everyone to check us out.
Amazing. Make sure y'all go check those guys out, man. They do a great show every week, every Thursday. All right, so let's jump into definitely want you to subscribe to the Houston Real Estate Channel. It's powered by Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, and on this channel, we explore the vibrant neighborhoods in Texas. The Houston Real Estate Channel is a comprehensive guide. You get valuable insights on Houston's real estate market with our diverse range of videos, including in-depth market reports and essential tips for buyers and sellers. So you do not want to miss. Go there right now, scan the QR code, subscribe to it. So whether you're relocating to Houston or you're relocating within Houston, and we're talking about the Houston Metroplex, right? So we have a number of videos. We have videos that range from Manville to Katy to Spring to Missouri City. You know, it's the entire Metroplex, and we look at subdivisions within those areas, and we give you insights around location, around recreational things, around parks, around the city structure, around available inventory. So you do not want to miss. You definitely want to learn more about what's going on with the Houston Real Estate Channel. All right, and then also unlock the full potential of your real estate career by becoming a part of our membership, our World Changers table. It's a supportive family where you can grow, innovate, and be recognized. Embrace diversity as we reshape real estate with impactful solutions for all communities. Make a difference by engaging in local initiatives for a brighter future. Elevate your education beyond transactions and prepare for success, including acing the real estate exam. So you don't even have to be licensed to be a part of the World Changers community with us. Enjoy accessibility and easy collaboration within our vibrant real estate community. And here's the best part, Rick. It doesn't cost a dime. The only investment required is your time. The rest is on us. Are you ready to soar, man? Join us now and let's make your real estate journey unforgettable. There are two ways that you can participate. The first one is if you're already licensed, you already have your real estate license, we invite you to explore the World Change community. Take the next step in your journey by visiting the link that we're showing on the screen. All right. And then the second option is to our people that do not have a real estate license. If you're in the process of obtaining or interested in getting your real estate license, then you can discover this exclusive opportunity that's waiting for you with our Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm student affiliate membership. All you have to do is visit the link that's on the screen and you'll learn more, get connected. It literally takes less than 60 seconds to sign up either as a real estate student affiliate or just as a straight World Changer, and then you'll become a part of our community. I'm so thrilled to share this incredible opportunity with you, knowing it aligns perfectly with your interests and goals. Join us in shaping the future of real estate. I can't wait to see you. And then finally, stay in the loop by following us on LinkedIn for industry insights, Instagram for behind the scenes fun, Facebook for lively discussions, and YouTube for exclusive video content. Join the community. Search Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm on each platform. Hit the follow or subscribe. Don't miss out on the latest updates and exciting content. We are looking to connect with you. We look forward to seeing you there. There we go.
About it. Man, Coach Mike, man, that's outstanding, man. It's a very busy week over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. No matter how often I'm out at either Champion School of Real Estate or at networking events, the real estate professionals that I meet, when they find out that I'm a part of the Brooks and Davis Real Estate family, they're always so impressed with the amount of education, mentorship that we're able to provide our new agents as well as our affiliates. So hats off to you, hats off to the entire team over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, man. And I urge everyone in the audience to tap in, follow us on social media, check us out on BND TV, and stay in the know, man, because the real estate industry, man, is ever evolving. And we want to make sure everyone who checks us out and is a part of our audience always is on the forefront of what's going on locally, as well as nationally, as well as globally. So,
absolutely,
man, outstanding. Coach Mike, before we sign off this week, I wanted to give you an opportunity to share some final words with the audience. Is there anything from an inspirational or motivational standpoint you would like to share with our audience before we sign off on Monday Night Live?
Yeah, Rick, it's look, what I found recently is you get, and I know it's cliche, I know we hear it a lot, but you get out of it what you put into it. Right? You get out of it what you put into it. Right? We hear these startling statistics as it relates to how many people that get into our industry actually last 5 years. I think the numbers is 90%, close to 90% of people that get into real estate, they're out of it in 5 years. I mean, that's 10%, bro. 10% retention rate over a 5-year period. That's astounding, is what it is. Okay. But here's the reality, Rick. People don't understand that if you want to get something out of this business, you're going to have to put some work into it. It's not easy. This is not an easy career, right? It's not let me say this, Rick. It's not as easy as you think it is, right? It's not as easy as most people think it is when they get into this business. It is work, right? It's not a side hustle. It's not a side gig. It's not, oh, here's a good way for me to make some extra money. It ain't none of that, bro. It's, if you want to be, you can make some good progress. You can do a lot of good things in this business. You can make some good money and have a good quality of life, right? But you're going to have to put in the work that's responsible. This business only rewards those that are willing to put in the work. Now, they reward them greatly, but you got to put in the work. So listen, you can do it, man. You ain't got to be a rocket science to be successful in real estate. It ain't about your pedigree. It ain't about how many degrees you have. It ain't about, your IQ. It ain't about none of that. It's about being coachable, being teachable, right? Having hustle, following instructions. It's simple things. You do those things, you connect with the right brokerage firm, get the right level of support, man. You're out of here. You're off the charts, baby. But you got to line it up. You got to be willing to put in the work. So I wanted to share that with the folks today, Rick.
No, man, I appreciate you so much, because especially when you're in such a tight-knit community as the real estate community, sharing best practices, inspirational stories, and motivational tactics is something that I'm sure edifies the members of our audience. And to a certain extent, I'm sure it uplifts you as well, being someone who prides themselves on being a giver, an educator, and a mentor in this real estate space. So thank you so much for sitting in, just like I thank you every week, Coach Mike. I know it's a labor of love, man, but we're doing some great things, and the people here, not only part of the Brooks and Davis family, but here locally in the city of Houston, thank you as well. So
Absolutely.
On behalf of myself, Rick Davis, I want to thank CEO Coach Mike, Mr. Michael G. Davis, for sitting in on the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show. As always, we urge you all, DM, email, call, text, send a raven. We here for you until the next Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show. Everyone in our audience, please be safe and be blessed.